Am I the asshole? For not wanting to go to my best friend's wedding because her fiancé is racist? My best friend is getting married in a few months, and I'm really happy for her. But there's one problem: her fiancé is racist. I've known my best friend since we were kids, and she's always been one of the most accepting and open-minded people I know. So when she started dating her fiancé, I was surprised to learn that he's racist. I've met her fiancé a few times, and he's always been nice to me. But I've overheard him making racist comments a few times, and it's really bothered me. I've tried to talk to my best friend about it, but she just says that he's not a bad person, and that he's just different. I don't want to hurt my best friend's feelings, but I also don't want to go to her wedding and support her marriage to someone who is racist. I'm not sure what to do. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Also, if she's fine with marrying a vocal racist, well, I got some bad news. Yeah, maybe your friend isn't actually the most accepting and open-minded person you know. There's a difference between actually accepting people and not having any standards whatsoever. This all gets paradoxical if you let it the tolerance of intolerance trap. People might say that this isn't the time or place to get political, but screw them. Don't go. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You don't need to go to a wedding of a relationship you don't support, and you have the right not to go. Just know that this will likely end your friendship if you tell her the truth on why you aren't coming. Also, if he's making racist comments around other people, he is for sure making them when he is alone with your friend and likely says worse things privately. I don't think your friend is as accepting or open-minded as you think if she's marrying this person. If your friend doesn't find racism a deal breaker, then she is racist too. So the question is, do you want to stay friends with somebody now that you know they are racist? Not the asshole. You understand that your bestie is fine with the racism, yes? Info: what type of racist jokes? Do you have an example? I'm going to say not the asshole, but this needs more context and info. Not the asshole. When super sweet, open-minded women marry openly racist, sexist, and/or homophobic men, most of the time they quietly share the bigoted opinions and enjoy having their men voice their bigotry for the both of them, with other bigots understanding it's a shared opinion but non-bigots giving them the benefit of the doubt, and having their own reputation convince non-bigots to spend time with the couple still, with repeated exposure to bigoted ideas with no pushback, making victims of the bigotry feel more isolated, and make everyone else less likely to speak out against the bigotry as it's seen increasingly as a social norm. Elaborate on the alleged racism. If your friend is fine with a racist fiancé, she's also racist. Don't go to the wedding but reconsider the friendship. I think you've got to let us know what these racist comments are before any conclusion is drawn. People have spun the word racism way out of control. I'm confused about the fact that this is your best friend but you've only met her fiancé a few times. And not a bridesmaid? Sounds odd to me. Anyway, not the asshole, it's totally okay to not go. But as it's your best friend, you should be open about the reason to her. But be prepared to lose the friendship. Though there's a chance she's not as awesome as you thought too. Info. What specific comments are you talking about? Info. Elaborate on the racism or give examples of the comments, please. The fact that you're not doing this has immediately raised suspicion, and rightly so, among a lot of people. If you're not going to elaborate, YTA, because you could very well be manipulating people into supporting something you've already made your mind up on. Any examples of his racism? More context needed. What racist stuff has he said? Can you give an example of what he said? This sounds kinda ridiculous, TBH. It's your lifelong friend. Unless he's out here saying death to all or something equally extreme, I'd say get off your high horse and go to the damn wedding. But TBH, you sound like most Redditors, so I'm not surprised at all. You failed to provide any examples of his racism. Racial slurs? Heil Hitler fetish? Beating people up? What does he say? I'm just going to ask what the racist comments were. Because not everything that some people call racist, actually is. Not the asshole. I've actually cut off my best friend of 13 years. We've been best friends since high school because her BF was a disgusting misogynist. She knows it and complained to me about him all the time, but she decided to turn a blind eye because he acts different when he's with her. I got sick of it and was frankly disappointed that she would be with someone like that and felt like our values and principles didn't align anymore. Not the asshole at all. It's your decision, and if you don't give them your blessing to marry, then don't attend. Don't support something that you disagree with just to please other people. And also, yeah, sounds like she is well aware of his racism. The fact she doesn't see that as a red flag on him is a red flag on her for sure. Nata. If you are not actively anti-racism, you are part of the problem. Thank you for not being part of the problem. Unless you caught him coming from the Klan meeting in his white robe, you are being an oversensitive, self-righteous a-hole. Info context. What did he do to gain that label from you? I feel like there's context missing. ESH. So either you don't know your friend as well as you thought you did, or you are leaving out information about what was said. If you are pointing out specific examples and her response is he's different, this post doesn't make sense. Not the asshole. The only real question is why she's still your best friend? If she's fine with marrying an openly racist guy, she's not a nice person at all. If she's marrying a racist, she's okay with racism, she's a racist. I definitely wouldn't go. You go to weddings to celebrate their union and to show support and acceptance. Info. Just out of curiosity, what sort of comments has he been making? It would help to make a judgment. Not the asshole. Your best friend is racist too. Some people are better at hiding it than others. If she's marrying a racist, then she's a racist too. As they say in Germany, if there's a Nazi at the table and 10 other people sitting there talking to him, you got a table with 11 Nazis. Not the asshole. I'm sorry to say this, but if your best friend is marrying someone who makes those kinds of comments and then defends him when he does, maybe she's not as accepting as you think. It could be that she just has love glasses on and just doesn't want to admit what he's doing is wrong, but either way it's something to think about. I'd like to know how the fiancé is racist. Too many people cry racism now for me to take it on face value when someone is accused. Is he truly racist or just the new super vague American definition of the word? 2 hours later, still no clarification on these racist comments. You're the asshole. No examples of racism provided. I'm just going to assume you're offended by something personal he said and you're playing the obvious card in the deck. You're the asshole. Talk about being judgmental. Perhaps you're more than a little jealous of your friend. Info. What kind of comments does he make and in what context? I can't make a judgment on the racism thing without context, but, as other am I the asshole? Threads have said, it's an invitation not a summons. You don't have to attend, but your friend will probably ask why, so if you do decline the invitation, the options are 1. Lie to your friend about why, 2. Don't give her a reason and have to handle some awkward conversations, not accept her calls and don't read messages, emails from her for a while, or 3. Tell her the truth and expect the friendship to be over, at least for the foreseeable future. Personally, if my best friend chose to even date a racist, she wouldn't be my best friend anymore, so there would no question of should I go to the wedding. Depends. Some people are so easily offended that their definition of racism can be a little skewed. Would need an example of what he has actually said. 1. Don't say you're happy for them, you're not. If you're going to make this choice, you need to stand by it. Do you mind if I ask, what did the fiancé say? You're the asshole. You have probably invented a definition of racism that is not realistic. I'd like to know exactly what he said that you overheard. Info. What exactly was racist?